What's up, YouTube? This is Frieren here, and this is going to be episode 24 of Frieren. So, uh, alright. So last time on Frieren, they started with basically the dungeon part of the exam, which is by records, or rather hearsay, that no one has passed it. Sense is like that one teacher. Sense is like that one teacher where, like, they're really nice to talk to, but their exams are like full of crap. They're like the hardest fucking thing ever. And yeah, that's I have had those sort of teachers before back in high school. Not saying they're bad. It's just like there's a reason I barely passed in some of those. It was that wild, and it's not. And of course, it does fall into a responsibility. Like, yeah, we don't. Sometimes we like back then when we were young, we get caught slacking, and yeah. So and what I like about this situation is that the option of working together is there. It's recommended, but people have their own agendas, so they're not gonna work to be working together. In the most ideal situation, everyone's gonna group together and be like, okay, what we got planned out here? Which routes we're gonna take, whatnot. And no, they just separate their own ways, and that's why no one can pass. And you know what's the worst part? They have to literally fight themselves. More specifically, the clone versions. This reminds me of a situation, and I mentioned the Precure for some reason, but it can apply to anything. I mean, there's always this challenge of fighting against yourself, and this one you can't just talk no jutsu your way out with the clones. They're made of magic. So there's a joke going around. They're just like, oh, throw the mimic at the Frieren cone. It's gonna work. I don't think it works that way, fam. I really don't. If the joke's funny, it is. It really is. But let's skip to the let's face reality here. It's not gonna act the same with Frieren. It's like, this is the one that's not gonna hold back. This is the one. The original Frieren is gonna be one that's just gonna be chill, and you'd have to think that's she held back against Denken for obvious reasons. And you think she has to? She probably held. I'm not gonna say she held back against Aura, but she had to deceive her because you didn't want so much trouble with her, because you didn't mention, like, oh, I would probably just run out of magic trying to deal with your damn soldiers. So she kind of had to scheme into that. But this was the Frieren clone. If it's all accurate, it's not messing around. That means it's not gonna do the basic attack and defense. It's gonna go use whatever within its means to get at you, and that's the fucking boss. That is literally like the final boss, or whomever is controlling these clones. I don't know if it's dependent on the monitor. Like, it has to adjust to, and the notion of no one ever passing this test makes sense when you realize everyone has their own agenda, everyone has their own aim. Not everyone has the same sort of mentality and all. And yeah, it's a tough deal but it is what it is. I mean, Degi can only hope that Frieren is somewhere nearby and can hook up and just like, hey, we going to help out with something, you know. And obviously Warbo, and I haven't seen Ubo and Lan yet. If I remember correctly, I didn't see one through. I don't remember if I seen them through. They already went in, and I have to assume Ubo's gonna have a hell of a time facing herself. So yeah, and Land, something about me kind of irks me with Land, considering like he was using a clone all the time. Yeah, there's a good chance that this Land is not the Land either, or at least the one that's with Uber right now is not the real Land. Would a real Land please stand up? Yeah. Okay, that's bad joke. Anyways, also one more thing before I get started with the reaction here. But when with with their Dark Souls exam part two, um, I got some comments. I'm pretty sure shouldn't be, probably aren't intended to be offensive, but they feel a little like it rubbed me the wrong way. That saying like, "Oh, did you catch up to the manga and all?" I hate this sort of. I'm gonna be honest right now. I don't like these sort of comments because it's making me really wondering if like it's done to just mess with my sort of reactions and sorts. You're just like questioning like, oh, what's the authenticity of the reactions if you already know this part of the material. First of all, well, number one, we don't remember, even most of us will not remember everything that's there. And two, we want to see it adapted in form, like we gotta refresh our memories and all. And like we some of us may not have remember anything in particular, just the general events of what happened. And frankly, I don't really remember anything in particular, or anything that really stands out. When we get into this, the only time I would have to refresh things is when someone else brings it up. In whatever chat group I'm in, whatever Twitter kind of posts up and whatnot. I don't see a problem with it. I mean, if it's a problem, then you could have a problem when some other bigger reactors did this before. I've already kind of done this before. I mean, Roger's base is reacting, read the manga and he's also reacting to One Piece episodes. But you can say, oh, I'm so waiting for this part and whatnot, and then you can say Izuku, and then you can say it's fine. But that's because he's following it closely. Anyways, it's been a while since I've touched that part in the Frieren manga. And there's also another notion, like another example. Your boy Roshi actually read Jujutsu Kaisen prior to the anime episode and read up to Shibuya. I think he and Lupo have both read Bleach before, prior to, I think they completed it. I don't remember. Sherm from Reanimated has read Soul Leveling. Oh yeah, Terrence in Reanimated is also really caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen. He's reacting to it. So I don't see if there is no issue with them reacting to stuff from where they're familiar with the source material. I don't see why it's an issue here with it. All right, so I don't like these. I'm just gonna be clear. I don't want to make it a big deal, but I don't like it when these sort of comments come up. It's like it messes with my motivation to do reactions to begin with. Like if I somehow go in blind, and it's usually with like novel adaptations, then I go in blind, whatever. But it's usually with manga adaptations. Like I may or may not have known the source material already, but I don't remember much to really say like, oh, I know this part's coming up and whatnot. I don't. I actually don't. I don't even remember at least half the shit that goes down here. Not even the result, honestly. So make it as you will. I guess it's. But I guess it's a good thing to get refreshed because the anime has elevated in a ways. Because I remember the manga focuses on the more serene situations, parts. So you don't see a lot of the more action or like very activity driven ones. Like apparently I don't think I forgot to mention it before, but Ferdinand Stark the dancing scene, that was only like maybe 1 or 2 panels in the manga, and in the fight from last week, like one of them was just off screen, but the adaptation is so blessed. They decided to. This production is so lucky It's so fortunate around. They were able to elevate that part. In a normal situation, I don't think they would have. That's the crazy. That's the thing. That so that's why there's more reason to watch it to see what goes now. Like I've even heard. Apparently there was a tweet by the author that says she has assisted in storyboarding some in writing in coming up with some of these original scenes. I think. I could be mistaken, but that's what I remember seeing. But yeah, that's the whole gist of it. So please stop asking like, oh, what you cut up in the manga? Don't stop. It's annoying. I'm sorry. It's not help. These are not helpful feedback. This is not a part of helpful feedback. I have to reword that correctly. My bad. But anyways, I get now I get that out of the way. Let's get to episode 24 here. So hopefully I got good subs. Right. And I think it's a 1230. I hope I got the highest resolution available that was on now. That was on here. All right. Okay. Still gotta hurt back, but it's a little somewhat better, I guess. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Okay. I didn't expect that either, honestly. Fucking Dark Souls boss here. A little bit of a recap, that's fine. Alright. Frieren's a masterpiece, man. I don't want to hear anything else. Like, the hate is so forced. There's also this one also this one thing. It's like, oh, it's turning into a generic battle shooter, right? It doesn't feel like that. It's like 100 but it's also like there's a part of it that just doesn't feel like it's all just battle. There's still quite a bit of, you know, some musing or like meaningful stuff. Like even the stuff like you see like you see, you know, Senses following Frieren and Fern, and they're just messing around with that damn mimic. And there was that damn mimic gag, and Sense was like, "Did I follow the right group?" After she heard our Fern, she was like, "Oh yeah, I did. I sure did pick the right pair to go with." And Senses probably doesn't even. Oh, so she's probably there also hoping to like, because she sees them. They're the ones that could crack the code and all. Those golems, though, you know, the cop out. All right. Ah, yeah, someone was controlling it. Speak. Wait, I heard that name before. Sorry. Um, so it can copy his memories, but I don't think it will copy the entire personality. Ah, so related to those probably. Hmm, that makes sense. That's why she's encouraging cooperation. Don't go and kill each other because you gotta fight each other anyways. Except use the clothes. Uh-oh, that's not Zoltrak. That's not the normal Zoltrak one. Oh yeah, yeah. He's just hiding. It's like those ones that you're like, oh, we can come back later. But they got attacked too, huh? Oh wow! It stole his golem. Probably already knows he's a clone. It's funny with we copied that too. Oh, never mind. Yeah, too much talking can get you in trouble. Oh, oh yeah. That's troubling. If it's snatched the golem, they can't bail out if they want to now. Unless if your partner hands you the golem, unless if it only works for them. Oh yeah, the one she copied. I mean, it sure looked like it. He's pretty calm despite just bleeding out so much. Yeah, she figured like he's too calm. He's too calm to just be the real one. Yeah, he's probably not the real one either. Oh, that's what I was touching about. Like, oh, you probably used the because you just hand him your own man. Oh, yeah. If she gets up too close, she can't get the whole view. She don't. She would not like playing Pokemon. Then there's a bunch of hacks. Oh, he. That's the other. That's the other him. Oh, she lost. She lost. She turned to go at him, and he just cut. Nice. That was quick. Oh wow, even that was fake, huh? So the even the golem that the clone was holding, it was fake. Wow. Okay. I should. I didn't know they can also copy the very item they were given, or he. She knew. That's why she was. I wonder if that's why she was also pretty calm when she's like, "Oh, I'm unlucky, but I know but I know Glass Boy is gonna bail me out." The solo leveling statues. Did he miss one? Yeah, Tony Stark. Oh, I figured. Swear to God, one of them has this. One of them starts eyes glowing memes. Oh. Are you serious? Are you serious? No wonder why it was off the map. Oh, nice lighting. What are you gonna find? Oh, some. I mean, it was still sealed away from literally everyone. That's why it looks. It still looks as if it was, as if it were back then when it was first made. Probably, most likely. Nah. Oh, I don't think it would be that easy. Oh, look what we have here. There's only one problem with that. Yeah, they've been there for that long. We say, oh, now it's starting to get fun. Dungeon raids. She's a game. She really is a gamer. But yeah, that's true. Gonna try. Might girls give it a shot. Some say he's missing out on some shit. Oh, she knows both. That's cool. Hmm. So you might have to find them. Oh, the one. Oh, that one girl. Hmm. A monster. Yep. It senses clone. I actually I thought it was just be participants, not even the character, the not also including the the example to himself. Hell no. That's true. So there was like no, so they didn't really have that usage anymore, or were not modified enough to deal with dungeon raiding. It's kind of like how things change, man. How technology kind of forms based on what's more prioritized. I like the way the magic is portrayed, like in the shape of squares and cubes. It makes it gives it a sense of like, yeah, there's a definite shape, not just a blob. Or else it will not, or else it'll just be, it will not. It would like there's have the firm grasp on magic. So they hinting at senses abil more senses abilities. Survive for 15 seconds, please. Oh, yeah, Choso? Not now, no, no. That is just scary. Oh! Oh shit, yeah. That's off the table now. You can't control these clones. It's more like a program, not an actual mind. They'll probably tell them that like, oh, we can't mind control them. Even if, well, that guy's done. Yeah. That's so troublesome to fight clones like that. True. Just figure out each other and like find each other's weaknesses and oh, ooh, nice. There's an opening. Exposed himself. Yeah, you can just use your stroke and they will just lock him up like that. Brute force, just that. With brute force. Ah, yeah. I figured we were gonna end it on that. All right. Operation Takedown. Takedown. Takedown nail. Takedown clone Frieren. or call it Phantom Frieren. Whatever you want to call it. But okay. Let me skip to the this. Oh, what is? I swear, don't pull the the mimic. Don't do the mimic part. I swear to Christ, it would be just the most hilarious bomb drop joke in this entire series. We defeat him with their own fucking gag. No, they won't. I trust they won't do. They won't do it. But yeah, I like what. Okay, so so they just had to run away from the boss. They literally had to press like they literally just like they go through it, and the moment they just they just leave. Except it's not like in the games, like they had to avoid shit before and they just like, nah, we not going back in. Imagine if that was a roaming boss though. That thing, they're done. They're done. That thing is just guarding. Like if it wanted to just roam around like that, they would just. And so, this is where I figured like they don't have actual minds as the proven by Endo herself. Well, I thought she died there when she got pierced through. It seems like she was, but I don't think she was pierced through like in the vital portion. I mean, so she'll live, but she can't continue at this point. Like she has to be bailed out. Like I hope she gets medical attention the moment she's out of the dungeon. We also get to see a bit of we didn't get much of Kana and Laughlin. We do get to at least see what they were up to. Hopefully they're doing all right. Find Frieren's like it's been all easy going. They even managed to discover the hidden a hidden room that wasn't even part. Like I don't even think Sense knew about this part. If from what I'm seeing, and something about the Spiegel, at some point managed to inhabit that place, and so I don't know if the demon itself was associated with the king and whatnot to guard the tombs and whatnot. So, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the case. I mean, I have the clones to deal with. The interesting part with Uber and I did not know. Like I know Lan can clone, but I didn't know he can also clone. He can clone a clone with the item that he was given. That I did not take account of that. I thought that was not possible. I thought it was only for him, but no. Apparently, it technically is part of him, so I guess he can do that. But you have to assume whomever, like the Lan who we see may not be the original one. In fact, I would not be surprised if the real Lan never even set foot into the exam grounds to begin with. If the clone was just clones all over the time, and which makes me wonder if like the real Lan is just not really good with socializing with others, just doesn't want to trouble himself with others. He might be just chilling out somewhere, just like taking it nice and easy, almost even more nice and easy than Frieren and Frieren were prior to meeting up with Dinkin's group. The fact that at the end Frieren was like when she suggests brute force, and Frieren just like, I'll probably take her down. And I'm just like, oh wow. Considering the powers that Frieren has already shown at a young age, Sense already pointed that out. And that the one thing that she did lose was that sort of inner drive. Like Frieren is at that point where, with the exception of Frieren, she outclasses everyone else. She may not have like all these sorts of these wild sort of techniques and specialized stuff, but she's a cut above the rest for the most part. I'm pretty sure Deng was still trying to take her on, like he did try to take on Frieren, but the fact knowing that we know that But we know that Frieren was just, he just wants to chill. She wasn't even really going out. She was just using basic attack defense. This Frieren, the clone, is not gonna hold back, though. And there was the part with Methoid. She was just hugging it, and then Fer was just so fucking pissed. And just like, don't handle my nanny like that. It was just like, oh, this like Say's missing out though. That'd be hilarious. Like, I think Metroid will. Well, considering if Metroid does pass the test itself, like maybe like if say at some point down the road he thinks like, oh dude, like whatever happens, he decides to come back. He meets up Metroid, and then just like 3 years later, 3 years later, just like, oh hey, Frieren, and he's Metroid, and it's like, oh, you did get yourself an older lady after all. I mean, assuming like when everything is said and done and time passes and all. So yeah, about the clones, I figured they were not gonna have an actual personality. It was more like it was some sort of program. There was some sort of pre-programmed notion to make it seem like they have a mind, but they don't. I've seen this before. I think Vivi touched upon that, like the notion that the notion at the time that sentimentality is more like just pre-programmed, and all, and it's so eminent in these sort of situations with Android and such. But here's a point where these are clones, literal clones that are also feel like people. This also reminds me of the sisters arc in Railgun, where like it feels like it's initially they're whatever minds they're given is more like pre-programmed, more like a copy paste off of the original one. But the longer they live, they start to gain a sort of personality for themselves. I mean, instead of just this robot. I mean, even if it's still kind of robotic. I mean, but only one clone has lived all that way to maintain a personality for herself, even if it's still kind of robotic. At least she has that sort of that sort of her persona to say for herself. What else? Yeah, this is such a problematic deal, and I liked what Elno touched upon, that another reason why this is so unpassable is because over the years, because all the dungeons have been taken care of ever since the Demon Lord was killed. It's gone to the point where Magic was not modified enough to deal with these sort of situations with dungeon raids. So, and because he says it's more mana efficient, it's more effective, and it makes sense that it would just be done to handle natural elements and sorts. It's more. I like how he's showing it too. Instead of the more complicated ones that would help deal with shit like that, like what they're doing here. So Eldon's situation is very specialized. That's why but people like her nowadays are few and far in between. So if she dies right there, that's one less person to be able to deal with these sort of things. Unless if you're someone like Frieren, who has been living like God knows how long. I don't even think like when she first met, I refuse to think she was relatively that young when she. Okay, maybe she is, but she's like, it's not like, oh, she's not even 100 or whatnot. She may be at least like a couple of decades old, or even more, like, I don't know. But I mean, it depends on what the standards for in terms of elf being young or old, whatever the case. Kraft looks pretty healthy, but even though he's lived a lot, it's implied that he's lived a lot longer than Frieren. But yeah, that's but yeah, that they can't. There's a lots. I liked how they explain like why it's turned out the way it is and why like. But at least they can struggle with something. And Uber used took advantage of Land like how he is to put herself in a vulnerable position because he figured Land doesn't want to mess with people, but doesn't want people dying because of him. And so I think she put herself. I'm pretty sure she put herself in that situation. I could be wrong. She put herself in that situation knowing Lamb's gonna bail, knowing Lamb whoever the clone is, a new clone is gonna bail her out. And there's also, I like with Werble's case where they were where it was following the one thing like they gotta work with each other, find each other's weaknesses, strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. And that's why his party is like very well knit. They know each other's strength, pros and cons, to where he was able to get them into position to win. Because AL's like, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. He distracted the clone and it left him vulnerable so he can use Sorganil. Because that's what I'm assuming he did. They didn't show it, but yeah, he got him in within sight, and so that was like the key. That was like the breaking point to stop this sort of battle of attrition they were having, and that was really nice, because I don't think the clones would try to think like that either. I don't think unless whatever the demon is Spiegel was taken into account. Let me see. Speaking of Spiegel, let me see if I do recognize him somewhere. Spiegel, meaning a mirror. Oh yeah, mirror demon. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Is there a Spiegel in the meaning of it? It's just like a common German name that I keep somehow hearing a lot. Okay, but yeah, it's good. This is good shit. It was not. I was expecting a really big all out battle, but I guess that's not. I guess we have to wait a little longer because like it was just them. It was just this group fleeing the damn room. It was just like they can't. Like they barely were able to cast to press run away. That's the crazy part, and the fact that the golems are not like the all too safety button right now. Like you have to think, I don't think they're absolutely foolproof either, which makes it even more dangerous. So it's like so it's really funny knowing Frieren and Fern had that shit all easy, because Frieren knows her way around places because she's lived so long, and like remember the prior episode. Oh, let's take out these golems before they even wake up. And so like yeah, I'm not saying she wouldn't be able to deal with the gargoyles, if they were awake, but it was less of a hassle. But yeah, that's what else to say. I think that's about it. If I missed anything, I mean, if you want to bring anything up, please do let me know. Cause that was a very good episode. It's just that like the big thing is probably not going to be there quite yet. The big battle is probably going to be Fern tackling the Frieren clone herself. The fact that they said brute force, she's just like, oh, let me do this. Fern is focused. So let's see how that plays out next week. But yeah. Smash the like button, let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter, support the YouTube channel, join the Discord server, share the video around, all that good stuff. But that'll about do it for this. That's gonna do it today for this reaction. Reaction signing off. See you next time. Take care, stay safe, y'all, and have a great day. Peace. It was working all this time. Okay.